And take that, you dirty Ghost Ape player. I will no longer be fail. I will I won't ever lose again to that. Yo! Okay. Hello everyone, what is up? Alright, I know this is unusual. I don't usually like, you know, start recording after the game's already started, but look at this insane loadout I just stumbled upon. Look at all these wild units I'm getting. Why am I doing this? Because I wanted to showcase the new changes to Wild. So as you may know, Wild got a pretty major rework in this patch because of the speed rework itself, you know, where attack speed and movement speed and animation speed were now all condensed into one single stat that's named speed, aptly so, right? Don't need an egg for playing Wild, and I really am gonna need the money, so I really don't want to buy that. Wow, everybody's going for it. I guess they all like wasting their money. I don't know. Yeah, Eki's shocked and so am I. But anyways, so the whole thing was that, right, is I'm actually gonna level up, go to level 4, because I have a super strong team right now. I mean, it'd be good to have normal, but I can always get it back next level. Anyways, so the way Wild works now is that instead of improving only your attack, it improves both your attack and speed now, which is really, really good, if you think about it. These items, they're pretty good. I got double X, you know, I got a potential X-ray, potential choice scarf. Both of these are pretty good. I might actually make choice scarf plus upgrade. That's actually pretty good for Wild. You know, being able to deal damage AoE. One of the big problems with Wild is that being entirely based on auto attacks means that you have no AoE, so you can sometimes get stuck on tanks very easily. So having choice scarf can actually help with that. And upgrade is always good if you have higher starting speed, you know, because it snowballs faster that way. I could also just get this and make a muscle band. Muscle band's also really, really good item for Wild. I could get another magnet, hoping to make even more. I don't know. There's a lot of choice here. I think I'm gonna go with muscle band because muscle band is like the safe play, but maybe that's not the correct play. I gotta think about this. Obviously, going for Gracidia would also be really good, but now that Wild actually gets speed boost and not just attack, Gracidia might be a little less valuable, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll get this, I think. Sell both of these, slam that shit on you, and yeah, because I know that Apom is not one of the units I'll actually keep in the late game, so I can slam it on him. It looks like we're actually gonna lose this round. Wow. That's a lot of damage we just took. Damn, this Poliwhirl is kicking our ass. Huh, strange. Didn't seem like it'd be so strong, but I guess it was. But anyway, this is still a really good start, by the way. We are way ahead of the curve in terms of, like, amount of Wild units to have at this point in the game. So, yeah, this is likely gonna go very well, and I'll be able to showcase the new Wild, you know? Let's see if these new changes help the comp or if they make it worse. It seems like overall you get way less attack, you know, but the speed boost is really good. So I guess we'll see, right? Before, Wild was only really good when you had, like, you know, Dark Stones, right, to play Wild Dark. Or if you really had, like, a crazy, you know, crazy amount of luck and got all the units, like, upgraded. We are in a Wild region, so we have more chance to hit some of the really good units. This is not one of them, but it's pretty good. It is pretty good because it gives us Wild Normal, which is way better. You know, the shield is actually huge in the early game, so we're gonna keep that. Of course, we don't want to sell this because it still counts as an additional Wild unit on the bench, so it increases my chances to find more Wild units, you know? But yeah, having a real unit instead of Sparrow, you know, is gonna help a lot. We could actually one thing I could do is slam this magnet on the Apom because I'm gonna sell him anyway, so it'll never be stuck there for too long, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, we're really hoping to get Pinsir as our legendary, or unique, sorry. Because, you know, that easily combos with Spinnerack to get double your unique, which is really amazing. The classic Wild, the best unique. Other than that, there are some good ones, you know. What's his name? Stantler's pretty good, definitely. Right? We probably want this. This is not bad. With Shades, we can make a Darkstone, we can make a Razor Fang for dark units, we can make Wide Lens, which can be really good. For now, I'd rather not slam anything. We are going to pick up the Rattata, increase our chances to get wild units further, and this is also like giving us even more shield from normal. So that's really good. Yeah. So yeah, I will slam this here. I know I could actually give him upgrade. Upgrade would be really good, I think, but I'm keeping this to make him a Shell Bell, to get the classic Shell Bell Muscle Band combo, the unbeatable Shell Bell Muscle Band combo. It's really just that good, you know. A perfect mix of offense and defense, you know? It's almost a must-have for any melee carry, honestly. I don't really know, like, any melee carries that don't want this, you know? Might even be strong enough to justify a nerf, actually. So I'd really like to put in 6 wild to get more portals, but it wouldn't be worth it to spend all that gold, I think. Instead, what I'm going to do is roll right here to try and upgrade the units I already have. Just a little bit, you know, we're already strong, but I'd like to get to evolve some of them. This is good. We're gonna roll just a little bit, not too deep. We don't want to, you know, fuck up our econ completely. Get that guy. Okay, we get this guy. That's pretty good too. I gotta keep an eye on how much gold I have. I don't want to dip below 40. One more roll. Alright, that's perfect. We get Pharaoh, which is gonna be huge, and this guy, which is also gonna be huge. And yeah. Should be really good for the rest of the thing. Actually, I don't even know if I can put in Pharaoh, because I don't want to take out any of the normal guys. I guess I'll just keep it here, because it increases, like, it keeps increasing my chances, you know? Alright, I'm probably going to make a Choice Scarf, I think. To use one of these ices. It's not a bad slam in Wild. Ooh, only 2 portals appeared, though. Maybe it would have been worth it to put in, like, Wilds to level up and put in Wild 6 to have 3 portals. Because I'm afraid that some of these portals will be taken. I guess we got one. Okay, very good. So we're hoping for anything but Dreadigon. Really, Dreadigon is the only bad one here. Everything else is pretty good, honestly. We do get Ditto, but we don't really care about Ditto in Wild, honestly. Zero Aura, that's pretty good. Zero Aura naturally heals, so it's like really good for him to just, you know, have Muscle Band and be there. Well, 3 normal. So now we don't actually care about Spinnerack too much. So we'll put in Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon's thing is that he starts out with like an item if he's not holding anything, which obviously gives him like a huge, massive bonus. So we're probably gonna do something like that to optimize like item distribution and stuff. And I need to slam something. Widelands could be good. Upgrade could be good, but I don't think so. I'll slam maybe Choice Scarf on Zero Aura. Yeah, make him just... make him AoE is pretty good, I'd say. I will. You know what? I will slam that. There we go. We could also make a Reaper Claws, because he actually heals from a spell. So it's like not a bad idea to make his spell deal more damage, but since we don't actually have caster items on it, it might just be better to keep him like this. I don't know. Anyway, let me open up the damage tab. Know that it's actually like giving out interesting info, you know. Usually before the Gyarados round, there isn't much to show in terms of damage rank. It's just like very basic units, you know, we don't really care, but it might get interesting there. But yeah, really excited to showcase this. Wild has always been, you know, one of my favorite comps. Wow, this is not very good, man. I don't know. Actually, I guess this is not bad. Shiny Charm is pretty good in Wild. I just don't know who to give it to. So I'll give it to Raticate for now. It's pretty good because while this gives you Protect, which makes you invulnerable for 2 seconds, but you can't gain health and you can't gain mana during that period, but you can still auto attack. So something like that is still pretty good. Yeah. This is optimal in terms of shield distribution once again, kinda. I'm not actually sure. I'm just saying that, but yeah, it seems pretty good. So ideally, we'd want to make Wonder Box from this, and then Shell Bell from this is probably what we want. We'll see though. So yeah, this completely changes the meta for wild items. Before, like, you really wanted a bunch of Gracidia Flowers because wild units would only get attack and no speed. So they cruelly lacked attack speed, so an item that gave AoE attack speed to all your, like, super buffed up units, you know, was the best path to go. But now you can actually diversify yourself and just build, like, normal melee unit items, you know? So yeah, really, really interesting in my opinion. A really good direction, you know, to make Wild more interesting to play. So yeah, we'd want the glasses here. If we can't get the glasses, we'd really want the charcoal. We probably can't get that. We're probably going to be one of the last to pick because we have a lot of HP. I guess we're not getting that either. That's actually annoying. I honestly don't know what I want now. Between the ice and the seed, both of them are pretty bad, but at least with the seed I can make a cleanse tag, which might be useful if someone is running a CC comp, like this guy who's running Ghost. Ugh, I hate Ghost, man. We might want to keep that and try to see if we can't make the better anti-CC item in Fluffy Tail, but we'll see. Another Ditto, but again, Ditto is not really good in Wild because you really care about like leveling up and being ahead of the level up curve, I guess. Because you want to get to 9 Wild as fast as possible. Actually, let me check the weather. Yeah, you want to get to 8 Wild as fast as possible, actually, because the Blood Moon weather is really important. Yeah. And then, of course, 9 Wild is super, super important, but it's actually pretty tough to get there, usually. Because Wild, while being very strong in the early game, tends to fall off late game, which means you can't always get there, you know? But it is very strong in the early game. Like, look at this. This is a massacre. Let me turn on the damage again. Yeah, Zero Aura killing everybody. Didn't even proc a single muscle band proc, which is funny. He was actually not targeted by anything. That's actually funny. So, you know what? I'm gonna take my own advice to heart, and instead of leveling right away, I'm gonna buy up units to fill the bench and get more chances to, you know, find units that I want. And I'll only sell them when I'm able to level up. Actually, I could probably do that. How much do I need for that? It's like, I need 18 more EXP thingy. So I have 3 plus 4, that's 7, plus 3, 10, 13, 16, 18. Oh, okay, I actually have exactly enough to level up, so without wasting gold. So, oh wait, I'm dumb. Ah, whatever. Put one of them in and then sell the other one. It's a bit annoying because I get like I lose out on chances to find wild units like a little bit because I sold one, but whatever. It's better to make sure that I don't lose the win streak. You know, this isn't making me a lot stronger. I mean, not a lot. You know, Spinnerack only did 35 damage, but that's because this guy's really weak, so Zero Hour killed everyone. You never know. I could have tagged a really strong guy. You don't know what could have happened, you know? Like this guy. Ugh, Ghost. Rah. But this time, I came prepared. I always have the option to do this, so we'll see. Ooh, okay, we're gonna get a lot of interesting units here. This guy and this guy. So usually I don't want to roll on Mewtwo because this slows your level 8 and your level 9, but I can roll a little bit because wow, okay. See, that's not a wild unit, but that's also pretty good. I'll take that. Thank you very much. One of the best units in the game, actually. And I'll roll some more, just a little bit, to try and find some wild. Ah, this is bad. Well, I'll buy it just to increase the chances. And, you know, we can actually roll, like, once more. Okay. Pat Rat. We can also lock that. And we'll keep it on our bench to increase chances, again. But yeah, this Porygon is going to be really useful until I hit 9 wild, you know. Until you get there, you can actually, like, put in other units, especially if they're as good as Porygon. This is actually really lucky. I think the chance to get them on, like, level 7 is 1%. So yeah, I'm not complaining about that. Alright, we finally get some really good items here, actually. I wonder if I should get, like, an upgrade, or, like, what? Because I have a lot of interesting possibilities, I think. Like, do I want to give Zero Aura more items? Or do I not care about him at this point, is what I'm thinking about. Because this would probably be better for my legendary, but this goes well with Zero Aura. You know what? I'm gonna go with Zero Aura right now. I'm gonna give him some more, because he's my main carry for now. I mean, we did get Porygon, which is broken as fuck, but, you know. And there's the Ghost player. With the little tech, he has a Gloomet, you know, to put poison spikes everywhere. Looks like we're gonna have real trouble beating that Kecleon. Oh, but there he goes. Okay. There he goes. The Zero Aura. He's making it through. Okay, we made it. Porygon was also a good help. That was actually tough, but we beat him. We beat him. Now we have stacked up, like, a lot of... I'm actually gonna, fill up the bench a little bit. We have stacked up a lot of additional chance. You can see now that we have 16% chance to hit a wild Pokemon, even in normal shops. So we should easily, like, be getting more. So it's very key to just keep your bench always filled with them, you know, because it increases your chance a lot. Your chances to get them, to get more a lot, yeah. Hope I'm making sense. You can see I don't even have good wild units right now, by the way. These are all, like, low-level guys that aren't even evolved, but it's still good enough to win. Just because Zero Aura is that strong. Like, compared to a normally statted unit, the wild bonus just makes it insane. Charizard's usually pretty bad in flying because by the time he's charged up the mana to cast his spell, which is like devastating AoE around him, he flies away and then he misses. That often happens, so it's like not a really good choice for this comp, I'd say. Also, it's tough because you have to stay behind and reroll so much for him, so... Okay, we're obviously going to play all of that. Marowak makes the next PV fight more difficult. Alright, that's fine by me. I'm playing wild, so I shouldn't have too much trouble with that. We'd want, I think, this. Ah, can't get it. Oh, no, I really don't want a Fossil, though. Okay, we get the Spoon. Fossil is, like, really unusable in this comp. Spoon is not good either, but it's at least a little bit better. Something like Soldew can actually be okay on, like, Entei, Suicune, or Raikou, because at least they have a spell that scales nicely with damage, you know? What I'm probably gonna actually make is, like, Stardust and Reaper Claws, because I don't... But I do want Cleanse Stack, though. Soldew is bad, but... yeah, because it really goes against the philosophy of playing wild. Yeah, and since my little new tip, if you have an even number of components before Lugia, that means that the Lugia reward will be a full item, so you can already slam these, you don't have to wait. Here I made them and I didn't actually give them to my units, which is a bit stupid, but, you know, I will do it next time. We're fighting a dragon player. Oh, or so I thought. I don't know what he's playing. He has a weird team with Double Hatch. He has Staraptor and Axew, which is kind of interesting. But it looks like we'll win. Because, once again, Zero Aura is just too strong. He's really, really good. He's a pretty good unit. Pretty much all of the wild units are good except Dredigon. If you have Dredigon, you want to pivot either to something else or take the Dredigon and go Dragon, but don't try to play wild with Dredigon. It's not going to end up well, is my advice for you. Alright, we're going to level up here and try to... Well, actually, do I want to sell Porygon? Is it worth it? Because if I do, I will get Blood Moon active, but Porygon's really good. I think it's actually probably still worth it to do this. We're going to put him in. And slam that, because I know I'm selling Eradicate later. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. 8 Wild triggers Blood Moon, so now I'm going to do a bunch more physical damage. And increase wound duration, but that's actually doesn't matter at all. But the plus 20% bonus to all physical damage actually really matters. Does it matter more than having Porygon? It's tough to say, because Porygon's actually one of the best, like, units you can have, like, standalone units, you know? But I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, you know, even though I'm not actually sure. So we want to eliminate normal here, because we want to, like, increase our chances, you know, to get wild portals. We can actually roll here a decent amount, because, you know, we have good money. Rufflet, sure. Even if you're not interested in a unit, you should pick it. Okay, this is when it becomes interesting to get Dittos, because you actually want to use them for some of these. We don't care about you. We care more about you a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, Braviary is actually, like, really good. Even though he's only 2 cost, he's really good. So we're gonna stop here, I believe. We can sell... We'll sell something else. I could be... Because we do want to get to level 9, so we don't want to waste all our money. I think I'm gonna sell these 2 Bidoof. Or actually sell Rockruff. Because I don't see myself getting Lycanroc right now. Or at least not for a bit. Yeah, but I also don't care about this. Alright, whatever. I won't care about this. You know what? I'll go ahead and say that's what I don't care about. Oh, we got a Muscle Bin, which is actually really huge. Probably one of the best random drops we could have gotten, I think. So this is all going to be really good on my Legendary, I think. Okay, so let's see what we get. We have 3 Wild Portals. Any of them is okay. All the Wild, like, Legendaries are the same, pretty much, anyways. The one you really want is, like, Suicune, because it has a shorter, like, a smaller mana cost, but beyond that, it doesn't actually matter too much. So I am gonna slam this and get Ursaring. Ursaring's really good. So, you know, look at those stats. He's really, really good. So having him is gonna be mad helpful. And, yeah. Okay, we get Raikou. So now we can sell this guy and this guy. Put this in and this in. We can actually probably sell Patrat as well. Patrat's, like, useless by this point, kinda. I mean, I guess the spell's not bad, right? Is it that bad? Anyways, you want this, and this, probably. And then we want to give this to a good unit still, so you were pretty good. Now we can change our positioning, because we don't actually care about normal shielding anymore because there's no more normal shielding. And then Braviary might be marginally better than Licky Licky, I think. We're gonna put it in. I will keep Patrat because the spell is really good. You know, the AoE Protect might actually matter a lot. And we're gonna play this guy. Again, we want to maximize the number of wild units on the bench. Even if we're not gonna use them right away, or at all, you know. It is important to keep them up there. Right, this is like, what, a poison guy? So we're glad to have the cleanse tag, actually. Really, really glad. Any small delay, I mean, even if wild naturally counters poison because it kills all of their team because before they have time to kill you with the poison, you know, it's still pretty good. The game's going really well so far. You know, we are first, which is not really common for playing wild, but you know, these things do happen. We will level up, get to 9 as soon as possible. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're like low HP at the previous fight, you know, the Lugia fight, instead of trying to go 9, accept that you're gonna have to stay on 8. 8 is still a pretty strong threshold for Wild because it does give you Blood Moon, you know. Accept that you're gonna have to stay on 8 and just roll all your gold on Lugia to get stronger, because that's when you have the best chance to hit, you know, more Wild units. Because of, in case you didn't know, how Wild works is you have more chance to get Wild units for each Wild unit you have on the board or on your bench, and you also have 5% more chance in a PvE round. So that's when you should be rolling for Wild units. Should have probably said that at the beginning of the video, but whatever. And speaking of things I should have said at the beginning of the video, if you're liking this content, make sure to like and subscribe. And oh, by the way, shoutouts. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Shoutouts to the guy that donated to me. Someone donated 10 bucks to me recently, and I wanted to talk about it and then I forgot. And right now I'm forgetting his name. I'm really sorry, dude. I'm gonna check it out like when I'm done recording, and then I'll add it at the end of the video. Alright, I'll take Upgrade. Upgrade's good. But yeah, the whole, you know, the whole thing where they like merged every like speed stat into one is actually hugely beneficial to Wild, I'll say. Because now like Upgrade's way better for melee units, stuff like that. I don't know. Because increasing the movement speed might not seem like a big deal, but it actually is. Like, one of the big reasons Upgrade isn't as good on melee characters is that they have to spend a lot of time moving from one target to another, so they lose a lot of time of stacking attack speed, right? But now that it increases their movement speed to use the you know, to get stacks, it's actually a little bit better. Look at this. The curses are on me, but I don't give a fuck, because I do have the muscle band. You know, not the muscle band, the thing. It doesn't last for very long, but it also doesn't take very long for a Wild team to kill everything, so, you know. We managed to kill everything before the curse even killed Raikou. And take that, you dirty Ghost 8 player. I will no longer be fail. I won't ever lose again to that. Yo! Okay. See, this is the kind of shot you can expect when you're actually, like, filling up your bench with that shit. That's really, really good. Yeah. So we're probably gonna get Ursaluna on this one. We might even get Ursaluna Blood Moon. You know, I don't even know how long it's been since I last got Ursaluna Blood Moon. So in case you didn't know, Ursaluna is like the third evolution of Ursa, you know, the Teddiursa line in this game. I mean, in the real game too. And then, if you fight with a Blood Moon up, you can get Ursaluna Blood Moon. And Ursaluna Blood Moon is crazy. So we're gonna see if we can actually get it. It's been a long while since he's been featured on the channel. Because usually when you play Wild in a quote-unquote serious lobby, you won't have, like, you know, enough gold to actually get to a point where you can afford Ursaluna Blood Moon. But it would look like this time, I might be able to. And we beat the Flying team. Even though Flying is fucking broken. I'll be honest, Flying is looking like the best comp of the patch, I think. Like, straight up. So what I'm gonna do, roll a little bit. Oh, okay. Do we care about you? I mean, not really, but it makes more units on the bench. I don't know. Nah, it's not worth it. I'm not buying that. You know, I'm looking for more Ursalunas, but I can actually like just I mean Teddiursas, but I can actually just wait. I'd rather keep the gold and go level 9. Even like the 5% buff is actually not even that much now. Look at that. I have 32% with the 5% buff, which means I already have like 26%, a quarter of a chance, you know, to get a Wild unit in every slot by rolling normally. So I don't actually need that, I think. Ooh, we're gonna get this. This is pretty good. We can get the blue sash here. And we can make Ursaluna cast a lot, which is gonna be really good. boom, boom. We're gonna level up. Put in 9 wild right away. With which one, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna put you in. You know what? You're pretty good. And then we keep buying stuff. So, you gotta consider which ones you want and which one you don't want. I don't really want, like, A-Palm or this, or any of these, basically. This I do want. I'm gonna go to the team planner and reset everything. But yeah, so right now we hit 9, which is really good. Oh, this guy has a weather changer, so we don't get Blood Moon. That's annoying, but whatever. I think my Ursaluna is like gonna do a lot of damage here because he's gonna get to cast a lot, and his spell does a lot of fucking damage. Oh, we might actually lose still. Wow. See, look at this. Top, 8 flying, 8 ghosts, and that there was the other flying guy, but he lost. You know, flying's really strong. Let's roll some more. None of these are interesting. I want Ursaluna. There you go. We should get him really soon. There he is. And we get Darmanitan as well, which is really good. We're going to put him in there. And we get another Rockruff, which is also really nice. We should have a complete, like, super strong lineup really soon. Look at Shiny Raikou, by the way. So stylish. So the reason why you want to keep some amount of, you know, ranged units, even though they're not very good, is just so that your wild units don't, like, step on each other when trying to rush in and, like, die. I mean, not die, but, like, you know, miss damage, quote-unquote. Okay, and once again, we made it before Raikou even died to the thing. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good, if you ask me. Synergy Stones, we don't care. We don't really have any, like... Oh, actually, if there was a Thunderstone, that would be good, because we actually have 2 Electric. But, yeah, no, there is no Thunderstone, so we don't actually care. Darkstone could have also been nice, but we're not going for Wild Dark in this game. I mean, I guess we could. You know, we could always do it, but I don't think it'd be worth it. It's like 10 gold that I can use on rerolling and getting better wild units, so, you know, I'd rather not. Yeah, here's Lycanroc, that's really good. We can put that in instead of, let's say, this guy. Braviary's not bad, once again, but there are better things. We can get Mankey as well. Let's try to get more. More, I need more. Yes. Another Patrat. If we get Patrat's evolution, that would be really nice. Yes, there he is. What's his name? Watchhog. Oh, Doduo, that's also really nice. You can see how expensive a full fucking wild team actually is. Look at this, like I rolled so much gold and I'm still not done. Wow, we're actually gonna lose to the flying guy, I think. I mean, it makes sense. Flying is kind of a natural counter to wild. We're just gonna have to hope the ghost guy beats the flying guy for us, I guess. Okay, we get this. So now we're starting to really get like the big players now. So I really want Dodrio here, and I should be done. Yeah, here's Dodrio, and I can put him instead of Ariados, and that's like probably the little best possible wild units. You know, if you're not going for any sub synergies like Dark or something, that's the best of them. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Darmanitan's not really good because his defensive stats are so weak, so he just gets one shot, but apart from that, they're pretty good. And we got a really good item again. So now all we can do is just sit back and hope to win, I guess. Shiny Charm is once again, very, very good. We can give it to something like, out of all of these, which one is the best one? I think Dodrio is probably the best because he buffs his speed a lot, so like he gets really strong after a while. This guy's also pretty good, but we don't have the appropriate items to play him, so we're just gonna do it this way. We're gonna move everything over a little bit, I think. Yeah, this should be pretty good. Try to put the weakest ones here, I think, because his board... Oh, never mind. He mirrored his board. Okay, my bad. We should still win, though, I think. We have, like, so much fucking damage. Ghost is annoying, but it's not that strong against something like this, so... Oh, we might actually lose to the Marshadow. Oh, no. He has such good items against Wild. What the fuck? Rocky Helmet, Pokédoll. When did he get this? He didn't have that before. Okay, I guess that guy lost anyways to the Flying guy because Flying can't lose, so... Yeah, Flying really can't lose. It's just way too good lately. Like, we can try, but the problem with Flying is basically that they can prevent damage while doing damage themselves, basically, which is, like, pretty much unbeatable, if you think about it. Like, the way it works, the dive attacks, that trigger at like certain thresholds. They just make you win instantly, kind of. If you don't have like enough sustain to boost, because you have to deal damage to. I mean, it's you get what I mean. I don't feel like going into whole thing about this. And him having a weather changer is also really big because that means I can't trigger an Ursuluna Blood Moon. Like Ursuluna Blood Moon only appears when the Blood Moon is up, fittingly. So it's not possible for me to have it up there. Yeah, and he even has good items. He has like a Rocky Helmet too. Ugh, I hate flying so much, man. Like, how are you even supposed to beat that stupid fucking cone? Every time I've seen a late game where someone had 8 flying, they would just win. Like, literally. It's unbeatable, kinda. It's just way too good lately, you know? How should I go about this? Is there like something I could do to prevent this from happening? I don't really think so. I think I just have to eat the top 2, you know? Nothing else to do. Yeah, that's life. Unlucky. Maybe we will get lucky with like RNG or something and we can actually win. That's always possible, you know? There is a random element to like how battles go, so it's possible that we win somehow. Maybe. I guess not. Yeah, that was tough. That was really close though. Maybe if I change my positioning, but I wouldn't even know what to do to change it, you know? We can try to look at our like worst performing units and try to replace them or something. Maybe we want like Darmanitan out and instead get Linoon because Linoon gets a random item, which is like actually pretty good. We can do that. We can replace Darmanitan with Linoon. Linoon might actually be better in this situation. Their stats are actually pretty close, except this guy gets no defenses. Like, he has less attack, but getting an added item and added resistances might be better in this case. I hope so. And then maybe Braviary could be good, but I don't think so. Yeah, none of this is really good at all, actually. None of these items really help either. So I can get like Stardust or Cleanse Tag. I guess Cleanse Tag will at least give us some big shield, which is pretty nice on our best units. And it can make Primeape actually like immune to confusion, which is like something he inflicts upon himself. This might actually be okay. I hope so. I hope so. What we could do is maybe like draw everything back to break up his formation or something, because wild units walk really fast anyways. I don't know if that would help though. I honestly don't know. I don't think it would, honestly. But you never know. Actually, it doesn't help yet, because this guy is going to stay in the back and not actually get his spell like on anything. So maybe that was actually a terrible idea, I think. Oh, but looks like it's actually pretty close now? Alright, can you win, Ursaluna? Come on, win! Yo! Yes! Let's fucking go! Woo! We did it. We beat the fucking stupidest comp ever flying. Let's go. Non-wild top 1, baby. We did it. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration and you're gonna go up and open the game right now and play Wild. Wild is really good right now in this patch with the speed rework, and the Wild rework. And one more thing I didn't mention, what that makes Wild really good. Now that you can pick your starting region, you can go into a wild region, which increases your chances to actually get wild units. Why? Because it adds another wild unit to the pool, which is actually Rufflet, you know, and you can only get him in a wild region, like an early game unit. And that makes it so much easier to get a good wild start. Alright, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, and support me on my TP. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace!